Connie, and if you would, please. Would all the speakers come up, please?
When we look at our success as a school system, it's not isolated to the measure of how many students we graduate. Graduation is the initial step. The reality is our ultimate desire and goal is to prepare students for life after high school.
The Future Ready Institute offers students an opportunity to really take their core learning and apply it to the things that they're interested in. So as we know, kids are more engaged and more involved and want to take their learning to a deeper level when they see the relevance of it. Parents need to understand that we are educating students for a totally different future than when they were in school and when we were in school. That we are educating students for jobs that we don't even know what they are.
We see these Future Ready Institutes as schools within schools. And so roughly 300 to 400 students in total being what is your traditional high school setting. It's a small learning community model where your students and your teachers gain relationship, they grow over time together. Ultimately, we want our students to graduate with increased certifications, prepared to enter or accepted into a 2 or 4 year institution, or going directly into an employment opportunity.
It's more than just learning healthcare occupations. It's about how to get along with each other, how to work as a team, how to lead and figure out things on their own, be accountable for themselves and what they need to be doing.
The institutes really offer an opportunity that's unique in the community, and it gives access a whole new dimension where students can access a credential that has market value, that gives them an opportunity when they graduate to go into the workforce, and for some students dramatically change their quality of life.
Hello. Welcome this morning. On behalf of the Hamilton County Department of Education, I'm representing the school board. We have some of our school board members here, several of our commissioners, quite a few administrators, but we have some people who are also very important, our business partners. We are so thankful for the opportunity to work with business partners across the community, and we are looking forward as a school board and a Department of Education. We are so looking forward to the Future Ready Institutes, where the young people in our community will have the opportunity to learn not just academics, but how to succeed in life. We are so thankful for all of our partners and the wonderful opportunities that our young people are going to have in Chattanooga and Hamilton County in the very near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Highlander. This is a very exciting day, I believe, for our entire community. When we look at public schools and we look at our school district, I've said many times we see ourselves as the most significant future provider of employees or to employees to employers across this entire community. And we feel very strongly that we are going to provide students that are ready for the careers that await them. When we started talking about this, it was just a thought. I think I heard earlier in the 2.0 meeting, we started talking about it through a piece of paper and a pencil, really talking about this idea of career technical education and how we expose students through the lens of that career technical education course and take the math, the English, the science, the social studies and integrate it throughout. We start talking to our business leaders, and we start talking to our county mayor, and city mayor, our board, and other leaders, and most importantly, our school leaders and our teachers about this thought, this concept of ensuring that every student that enters into Hamilton County Schools graduates prepared for post-secondary. And overwhelmingly, we've been just thrilled and amazed with the support that we've received, and we're extremely excited today about what will be, what we feel is catalytic to our schools and to this entire community. So we just thank all of our partners as we go throughout the day. Several of them will speak. Blake will share a little bit later on. And I want to point out Mr. Blake Freeman, who's standing there at the end. He's our director of Future Ready Institutes, who has started in November through a partnership with J.P. Morgan and has really hit the ground running and has really taken, I guess, 4 months of work, what was a thought, and really beginning to bring it to reality. So thank you for your hard work and commitment. Today's the big reveal. So we want to share what we will have that we know of right now, and several more we feel are to come as this work in progress continues. I see several school leaders here throughout, Lee Sims and Julius, and I see Robin Cobb and several others. Gary, if I missed you, I apologize. But we want to share what's going to be where, and we want to share how it's connected to business and industry. So Brainerd High School. At Brainerd High School, we'll have the Institute of First Responders and Forensic Science, as well as the Institute of Aviation. At East Hamilton Middle High, they will have the TIE Institute, Tinker, Innovate, and Engineer, and the Climb Institute, the Canes Leadership Institute of Marketing and Business. They were a little more creative than some of the others. At East Ridge, they will have the Institute of Building and Design. At Hickson High School, they will have the Institute for Integrative Agriculture, Food, Natural Resources, and Technology, as well as the Institute for Health Careers and Medical Advancement. Here at Howard High School, we will have the Erlanger Institute for Healthcare and Innovation. Thank you, Erlanger, for your partnership, and the Institute of Hospitality and Tourism. At Ooltewah High School, they will have the Institute of International Baccalaureate Studies. At Red Bank High School, they will have the Institute of Computer Sciences and Engineering. At Sequoia High School, they will have the Institute of Industrial Manufacturing and the Institute of Digital Arts, Design, and Production. At Tyner High School, they will have the Institute of Technology and Security, and one us as educators are extremely excited about, the Institute of Teaching and Learning that comes through a partnership, a state grant with UTC. At Signal Mountain, they will also have an Institute of International Baccalaureate Studies, and at Soddy Daisy High School, they will have the Institute of Tech Startups and Web Design. Just to speak a little more specifically, these institutes are schools within schools. As I mentioned in the video, roughly 300 to 400 students. 100 students is the target a year. We understand the first couple of years we'll build those institutes, and so based on the capacity, the ability of the school to hold that type of number, we'll work with them and have some flexibility within that. But over the course of 4 years, we want to see them at full scale, and we're so excited about providing students with what we feel will be transformational and really prepare them for post-secondary. I'd be remiss also not to point out our CTE director, who's been at the core of this work and in the trenches with Blake as he came aboard, Mr. John Maynard. We appreciate your work and your leadership with this as well. So again, community, we're so proud and excited about the days that lie ahead for our district. And this is the first of what will be many steps. I won't get too deep right now because oftentimes my vision gets ahead of some of the work within, and I can see some of our team here getting a little nervous about what is he going to say. But we're going to increase individualization of instruction. I'm just going to say what we're going to do, and then they're going to help us figure it out. We're going to make sure students have access to technology, and we're going to make sure we're using technology to transform the learning, and we're excited about that. Our next step is we're going to look at middle school reform. We understand when we look at our data and we start to dig into it, we understand where our middle schools are. And we firmly believe through these institutes, one, they provide middle schoolers a lens into what the work is and what lies ahead. But we also know that grades 6, 7, and 8 are critical. And we want to ensure that we are preparing students at that level. So this is the first of what we see as many steps to make Hamilton County Schools the fastest improving school district in the state of Tennessee. Dr. Highlander, Tiffany, our board as a whole have been so supportive of this work, and we appreciate, again, the partnership with business and industry. Thank you so much, and we look forward to the days ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. On behalf of Erlanger's leadership, I want to say how excited that I am to be here today to talk with you about the partnership with Hamilton County Department of Education and how we are looking forward to this new innovative training opportunity with the students at Howard High School. The new institute will be a win-win not only for Howard, but also a win for Erlanger Medical Center. It will enable us to train future members of the medical workforce by introducing them to a wide variety of healthcare career opportunities. Through extensive education and training, we can expose these students to a number of healthcare career paths, from medical lab technicians, certified coders, and certified nurse assistants and phlebotomists, well before they graduate from high school. It also enables the students to learn life skills such as communicating with a supervisor, co-workers, and in the general public, no matter if they decide to pursue a medical career or another field. As a partner in this new initiative, Erlanger will offer the hospital simulation lab and enjoy working with the students and have not only a job shadowing, but a hands-on process in a safe environment for these students. So we have a full-time employee that will be committed to oversee our institute. We can't wait to get this started on this new journey with education and develop even more ways to include the youth in our community. And I want to stand behind the commitment that Erlanger has, because I know we are all focused on what we want to do. We should all celebrate in this community that this has come to be, because we will see the fruits of all the labors of this in years to come. And again, Erlanger is just excited to be a part of it, totally committed, and it's just hard for me to not talk about it every day, and just about I do to either folks at the hospital or as I'm out and about in the community. So we look forward to the day we get started, and we're in the planning phases now, and it's just been a great pleasure. So thank you so much, Dr. Johnson, for this opportunity.
Good morning, everyone, and we at UNM certainly share that excitement. Thank you guys for being here today as we announce great plans for the Future Ready Institutes and show our support to those launching it. The vision for this program, that all Hamilton County school students should graduate from high school prepared for greater opportunities, is a cause that our company can truly get behind with full support. We have chosen to partner on this program because we know that great futures begin with great education, and great education is the foundation for strong communities. This is why supporting students, teachers, and schools in the community in which we live and work is something we fully support as a top priority at UNM. This program has the potential to be life-changing to students, giving them exposure to future possibilities and breaking down barriers that otherwise might hold them back. We are confident that students will walk away from their future-ready experience in a better place than where they were before, not just from the curriculum, but from the opportunity to interact and collaborate with people of a variety of backgrounds and perspectives. That is real-world experience, and we're thrilled to be a part of it. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Rebecca Ashford. I'm the president of Chattanooga State Community College. And I had the good fortune to start my career here in Chattanooga right around the same time as Dr. Brian Johnson, our new superintendent. And I've had wonderful opportunities to partner with him immediately on a pressing issue. Chattanooga State is proud to partner with Hamilton County Schools to support the Future Ready Institutes. Chattanooga State has a long history of meeting workforce development needs in our community. And I know that we can continue to do that at an even greater scale by partnering with Hamilton County Schools through Future Ready Institutes. Chattanooga State boasts wonderful programs, outstanding award-winning programs in engineering and healthcare. We're the only community college in the state to have a TCAT on campus. which uniquely positions us to partner with the school district to meet our workforce development needs in Chattanooga. So Dr. Johnson, I want to help you become the fastest improving school district in the state, and I'd like your help in helping Chattanooga State have the highest graduation rates in the state. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Steve Engel, the Chancellor at the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga, and we are pleased to be here for this event and to partner with the Future Ready Institutes. This is a partnership with the whole community. We have, as a community in the past, before I arrived, really accomplished the impossible. What we're proposing here to offer opportunities for young people to provide a bright future for every single person. And public education is at the heart of those opportunities. We can do this as a community. We are addressing the entire pipeline, and so this is one important piece of a lot of initiatives going on. And we are delighted to be at the table and to be actively involved and engaged to see Hamilton County be very successful and to be the most rapidly improving, but once we get there, to be one of the top. And that's what Hamilton County, Tennessee, this region wants to be a shining star, and this is how we will get there. So, delighted to be a part of this.
Good morning. I'm Ham Johnston with J.P. Morgan Chase, and like everyone else you've heard, we're really excited to be a partner and about this morning. On behalf of J.P. Morgan Chase, we believe that helping people develop skills they need to compete for today's jobs has two important benefits. First, it can transform their lives and the lives of their family members. And second, it strengthens the economy. Through New Skills at Work, J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation has committed $250 million to help adults acquire needed job skills in our ever-changing economy. Additionally, our foundation has launched a $75 million program, New Skills for Youth, to help solve the youth unemployment crisis. Those are both global efforts, and they're pretty impressive numbers. As members of this community, we are equally as proud of what we have done right here. We awarded the Chattanooga Chamber $100,000 to address the skills gap in late 2015, and we gave $2 million to the Tennessee Department of Education to create career pathways for high school students. This $50,000 grant shows our continued commitment to Chattanooga, Hamilton County, and the work that Dr. Johnson and Blake Freeman are doing with the Future Ready Institutes. We are excited about this initiative and are looking forward to contributing to the success of this region. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Christy Gillenwater, and on behalf of the Chattanooga Area Chamber, we are super excited to be here to support Dr. Johnson's amazing vision for our young people, our youth today. And thrilled that J.P. Morgan Chase stepped up to be really the backbone funder, to be able to bring Blake involved and have that person who wakes up every day thinking about how do we move this vision to reality. And in addition, Unum and Erlanger, who stepped up as hosts of two of the partners in two of the early mentioned institutes. It is imperative as a business community that we really surround the school system and Dr. Johnson and the school board and lift you up in support for this vision. You know, I'm also a new resident here. I've been here 3 months now and absolutely in love with Chattanooga and Hamilton County. And I can tell you the nation, the world, they're watching us. There are amazing things happening here in Chattanooga and Hamilton County, and it's because of the people in this room and the energy you bring to helping our young people today and providing new paths of success. And we are just absolutely thrilled and excited about this new way to develop pipeline talent development in our community and really harness that aptitude of young people at an earlier age and align them and have them see earlier on the opportunities for future careers here. So thanks to all the partners who have been here and continue on the journey ahead. If you're not, consider getting in the game because we need you. Dr. Johnson, the school board needs you. And I also want to kind of prelude into our next speaker, Mayor Coppinger. You know, Mayor boldly stepped up last year working with the commissioners to continue to support the schools, and that's critical. We need to continue to invest in our schools, right? And so thank you, Mayor, for boldly leading in that effort, and to our commissioners for saying yes and leading as well. So, Mayor.
Good morning, and I am joined here by two of the commissioners here, Commissioner Joe Graham and our Chair Pro Tem, Sabrina Smedley. I appreciate them being here, and it's been mentioned there's a number of other people here that represent education. We're always grateful to see them here. I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Dr. Johnson and his leadership and what it's meant in just a short period, the impact that he's making, and also to Blake Freeman, who I've had the opportunity to know for a number of years. And I know his commitment to education, and that's why I know this program will be successful, is because of the leadership that it enjoys. You know, today is a great day in Hamilton County, and again, as I was sitting here thinking, it's what we do best in this county, in this city, is public-private partnerships. As I look around the room and I see the private sector and how they're engaged, I also see the foundations represented here and a number of 501c3s and C4s. That's what makes this such a success. You know, I had the opportunity to be able to drill down on a kind of a one-on-one visit that I had last week with Dr. Johnson and Brian Freeman about this program, and I was really excited about it because I know it's going to offer an opportunity to our young people to be energized as well, to be able to have a path, not that they have to stick with that path, but to at least have a start at what they may want to choose to do for their life. So again, as we look at what we do, and Mayor Burke and I have the opportunity to recruit a lot of businesses here and to create these jobs, but it's about the workforce that we're responsible to these people that we recruit. And just to give you an idea, over the last 7 years that I've been in office, there's been over 14,000 new jobs created, and we're anticipating just as many the next 7 years. So we have to have this important workforce. This program of Future Ready is exactly what it's speaking to the heart of. It's to saying that, you know, we believe in our young people. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe in our public school system. Many of you that know that I have a passion for that. And I believe in our school system. I believe this program is going to make a difference. And I'm going to leave with what I say, as many of you hear me speak time and time again. I challenge each and every one of us in this room. I do know this room's here because they care about education, the people here. But what I want to challenge you once again with is to go out into the public and tell everybody about the great things going on at our schools. We hear too much of the negative influences in our schools. But to our young people, as you look at our Howard students here today, who could be more proud of the discipline and the way that they present themselves? Thank you, students. Thank you, students. You're the ones that people like myself and Mayor Burke get up and proud to represent and say, you are our future, you're the future workforce. But we need to all go out and tell that story. We need to tell the positive things that are going on, not only at Howard, but at the other 78 schools as well. Thank you very much.
Good morning, I'm Andy Burke. And Dr. Johnson, let me start with a suggestion. And a lot of times you use acronyms, and I know that you use some acronyms on these institutes. Don't do that for the Building and Design Institute, BAD. Come on, everybody. BAD. We got it. Let me first say that I get to work with Mayor Coppinger every day. I listen to him both in private and in public. He talks with passion about education. That's something that's been part of his family, and so thank you, Mayor Coppinger, for what you do. Dr. Johnson, who we've only known now for a few months, he's a great collaborator. That's one thing I know about him, is we appreciate his leadership as well as the many other electeds and school officials who were in the room. Let me just make 2 quick points, if I can. Number one is that to be ready for the future, you have to have a little peek into it. If you aren't looking towards the future, you can't see what's about to happen. So, let me tell you about my little brother, Cleavon. who's a 6th grade at Orchard Knob Middle School, and Cleavon is a great kid. When I first met him, I said, what do you want to do? And he said, well, I want to be a sports agent or play sports or something like that. And listen, those are great things. That's what he sees. That's a big part of his life is sports, and he loves all kinds of different sports. I took him a few months ago to the press conference where I introduced Chief Roddy, and before the press conference, he got to hang out with a bunch of officers and talk to them. And as we walked away from the press conference, he said to me, I think maybe I want to be a police officer. To be able to see, to be able to understand the future, you have to have a little peek into it. And what the school system is doing here is giving young people a little peek into their future, how they're going to work, what they can do, and that is critical. And so to Blake and Hamp and to Dr. Johnson and the many other people who are making this happen, that's fantastic. The second piece that I think is really important to remember is that today we need to be talking about careers and not jobs. And so for Cleavon and Haley, our next speaker, and the other young people out there, they're likely to have at least 4 jobs during the course of their lifetime, right? And so thinking about it as a career is important, and particularly in places like Chattanooga and the South, you want a career where you get that entry-level job, but then what do? You move up, and you make some more money. So Jan, who was here earlier, the one thing that I would say that is so critical to those of you who may have a chance to go to the medical institute next year is, what's one of the best places where you can actually move up in the amount of money that you make, right, Jan? The medical field. And so as we look at these career institutes, thinking about this as careers, we're going to start someplace, we're going to learn how we learn, we're going to develop those important skills like collaboration and teamwork and the work skills that every employer tells Mayor Coppinger and I that they're looking for. That is really important. So this is a big leap forward. As work changes, so does education. That's what today shows, and we really appreciate the school system stepping up and taking a leadership role in making that happen. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Haley Mack. I am a junior, and I'm part of the robotics and engineering class at Howard. And I like to say I'm very proud to be a part of the growth that Howard has gone through. Like, it really amazes me that a lot of my peers are becoming more engaged and they're happy to actually be at school. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of the BWE lab that has just been added to Howard, and I can honestly say that's like one of the best things, and I'm proud that we have that here. And our teacher, Mr. Harding, he's very passionate about everything, and even if you feel like you can't do a lot and like technology is hard, he really breaks it down to you and everything's hands-on, and it's a lot of working. We have been a part of the robotics, and we've created robotics, and we even have worked with creating a solar-powered car. And I think that's really awesome, because when they first talked to me about the project, I was often very intimidated. But once we got down to it, I was really happy at the progress we made, and I'm really proud to say that Howard is really coming along, and that now in today's society, when technology is becoming more important, I think it's great that we have a class like that, and I'm very fortunate that Howard has come a long way.
To follow. I'm so excited about Hamilton County and the opportunities that our students, our teachers, and our community is going to have through the Future Ready Institutes. So I think it was said earlier, needing someone that wakes up and thinks about this. I don't even think I'm going to sleep, like it's capturing my mind so much. This is going to bring so many opportunities to our students because they're going to have the opportunity to be a part of a smaller learning community. They're going to be a part of a very experiential engagement opportunities where they're doing hands-on activities, going to Erlanger through the simulation lab, going to different sites and having hands-on experience. And we know that that's the best way to teach students. And so we're excited about that. We're excited about exposing students to career themes as they enter into high school and start to look at possibilities for their life. We're also excited about the business partners that we have and potentially will have, all leading to post-secondary success. And that's truly what we want for all students of Hamilton County. We want students who graduate from high school, but we as a school system know that if it's just handing a diploma and that's the end, we have to do more. And that is preparing them so that when they leave our halls and move on into their adult lives, that it translates into post-secondary success through training. And so I want to talk about a few partners. You've heard some of them, but just to kind of give you some context, because the partnering with businesses is so important to the success of Future Ready. So you've heard from Erlanger. Erlanger is the Erlanger Institute of Healthcare and Innovation here at the Howard School. And it's going to be an incredible opportunity as students hear from employees of Erlanger as they come and they speak with students, as our students are traveling from Howard to Erlanger to be a part of a simulation lab. That's incredible learning. Unum, we heard from Unum today. So Unum is taking on a huge role, and that is teacher professional development. We know that as teachers, we have gone through training to learn how to teach students. But if we're truly preparing students for the workforce and for the jobs of tomorrow, then even teachers of English, math, science, social studies, as well as the career and technology teachers, need to have the opportunity to go and explore and understand what those opportunities are. So for this summer, for an entire week, Unum is paying for teachers to have the opportunity to train in project-based learning, design thinking, as well as spending 2 days out in the business community, embedding themselves in industry to learn more about what they're preparing students for. A few other partnerships that we have, UTC, Chattanooga State, and TCAT. They play an important role because they are sources for our students to not only go to after graduating from high school, but to also obtain post-secondary credits and opportunities while they're in high school. So they have been phenomenal in working with us as we explore more dual enrollment opportunities, as we look at what opportunities can we expand beyond what we're already offering, as well as advising our curriculum and preparing students to have a jump start into their post-secondary lives. And then also we've heard from JP Morgan, who without them donating the money and believing in this cause, we wouldn't have the possibility of having someone like me to wake up and think about it and not go to sleep whenever it comes to Future Ready Institutes. So I want to end by talking to two groups of people. And that's, number one, potential business partners, and number two, students and parents. So let's start with potential business partners. I hope that you're excited as you start to hear. And if I were a business partner, I would say, man, I don't want to be left out of this. And so there's an opportunity for businesses to partner with Hamilton County Institutes. You go to our website, which is www.htde.org/futureready, to find out more about the opportunities you can have to be a partner. I have a show, and I will travel anywhere you are to come and talk to you about Future Ready and the possibilities. We want you to have the opportunity to grow your own workforce, to influence our curriculum and share with us our career themes. And also the parents. So the model that we will display is that we'll start next year with a 9th grade cohort of students, and each year we will continue to build, and after 4 years we'll have 9th through 12th grade students in the institutes. We're going to have some information opportunities for parents to learn more about institutes. If you're interested in attending an institute that's in your current zone, or if you're interested in attending an institute that may not be in your current zone, all that information can be found on our website. Also, April the 17th from 6 o'clock until 7:30 at Unum, we will have a middle school information night where all the institute locations will be in one place and parents can learn more, as well as individual schools will have their own nights. Like I said before, this is an exciting time for Hamilton County. I'm blown away at the commitment that our business leaders in higher ed are giving, and thanks to Dr. Johnson for bringing this vision to Hamilton County schools. And the best part is I'm going to leave it with to be continued, because this is not the end. As we continue to build partnerships and release more institutes, we will give you more information as the coming months follow. Thank you.
Dr. Johnson, if it's not too late, we might get Mayor Burt to lead the BJI, the Bad Joke Institute. Hold that. Just kidding, Mayor. On behalf of Chattanooga 2.0, I want to thank you for coming out today. When we first started this collective impact work, Sarah Morgan used to say Chattanooga 1.0 is about place and Chattanooga 2.0 is about people. And I don't think anything exemplifies the talent development of our local community than the Future Ready Institutes. And Dr. Johnson referred to earlier, this literally started on a napkin. I remember him drawing out his vision about 6 months ago for what these institutes could look like, and it's very gratifying to see that through his hard work and Blake and the catalytic funding from JP Morgan Chase that it's here, it's reality. So I think it's a testament to this community, to the 2.0 coalition that has really gotten behind this. So thank you all for coming out, and I know that our speakers will be available for comment from the media, and we really look forward to turning this moment into a movement for this community. Thank you. Speakers are going to stay over in this area, or we individual interviews.
That's exactly right. Bring them with you. I'm just kidding. I understand. He's getting the microphone there, and then we'll just have you step over. Oh, the camera. Did what? Oh, okay. Well, we'll correct it. What does he do? He works at the other office.